Hey everyone, and welcome to your online Calc 1 course this semester, fall 2024. I'm Dr. Lori Austin, and this is my dog Stella, who is normally sitting with me when I'm grading your assignments and doing everything else. I just wanted to create just a short, less than 15-minute video, kind of giving you an overall of who I am and of the course. I've taught math here at RVCC as a full-time faculty member for the last almost 18 years, but have been teaching for 30 years. I have three 20-year-old children. One of them has already graduated and lives in Baltimore on her own. Another one completed 2 years of RV for the engineering program and is now finishing up his last year at Rutgers. So if you have any questions regarding that transfer, I know a lot about that. He's getting a degree in mechanical engineering. And then I have another son who is younger and is working on a 2-year associates in UAS unmanned systems to fly drones, basically. So I really look forward to teaching you this semester. I kind of want to just point some things out in Canvas so you know where everything is, so you know who I am, so you're not afraid to reach out to me to ask questions or anything you need. So I look forward to an absolutely wonderful semester, and I hope to be seeing each of you online. Let me show you around our course. So I'm showing you the course now in student view. I might have to switch back to instructor view to actually see a few things. But this is what you first see when you get on there. It's just a quick welcome message, a summary of the tabs on the side that you have available to you and what those tabs do. And it also runs through a quick to-do. So as you can see, we have an introduce yourself forum, your first lab, of course, and we'll talk about labs later, and then all sorts of stuff. Homeworks are always due before the test date, so even though you need to work on them, you'll see them lower on the list, but you'll find them in modules quite easily. So let's go over to modules. Your course information. If you are here, so here's my recommendation to you. If you are on financial aid, you do need to buy your stuff through the RVCC bookstore, and you can do that through the Brightwave course materials. But if you're not, there are other options. The bookstore, of course, is going to put a markup, even though it's a code. So you can get a little bit of a reduction of price, not a lot, by purchasing directly. All of the information for how to register, we will be using what's called My Math Lab, which if you've taken classes as RV before, you're probably familiar with it, and an e-textbook. You do have the option of purchasing wherever you'd like a version of the hard copy of the textbook. I do recommend, if you know you are taking Calc 2 or even Calc 3, make sure you purchase the 24 months because then it'll get you a much better rate than if you purchase each separately each semester. So here's all the information on course information, how to register. Do please note, it used to be called My Labs and Mastering. They literally changed it, I want to say about 2 weeks ago, to this Access Pearson. So some stuff still has the words My Lab and Mastering, but that is actually called Access Pearson now. Okay, so let's get started with the syllabus. I'm not going to read it all in detail. I promised only a less than 15-minute video, but you know, your syllabus is a pretty important tool for your course. It's basically your contract, right? Here's everything. Here's what everything's, the grades, how the course is going to be broken down, the schedule for the course. I'm right now rambling on why this takes, it seems to be a while to actually download and doesn't seem to want to word. It's coming. There we go. Okay, so this is our course. We are 15180V, CRN 11464. So there's our course information. Here is all my info. While I do have this email posted, you really need to contact me through Canvas. It is much, much better, and you will get a much quicker response. When you email me through Canvas, it actually tells me which course you're in, which is very helpful in me answering your email. The RVCC Outlook email is more for college business. For you to contact me, please use the inbox over here in Canvas. So my office is West 319. If you're on campus, I will be sitting for office hours Tuesdays from 11 to 12:30, Wednesdays 11 to 12. I'm also there Mondays and Thursdays. I teach every morning a calc class from 8:30 to 11. So you will usually find me in the office right after 11 for a little bit, but there's meetings and different things that go on. Here is where you can guarantee if you just want to drop in, say hi, meet with me in person, you don't need an appointment, just come on by. I will also hold student hours virtually. These are all by appointment. I'm not going to sit on the screen Monday 4 to 5 and just wait for a student to show up. You have to let me know you're coming. These are some nice times, Monday 4 to 5, Friday 9 to 11:30 a.m., but they're not the only times, and sometimes they might not even work. So that's why you need an appointment. Feel free. If you work till 6 o'clock every night, you really need to meet with me, just email me. We'll figure out a time. It's really I'm pretty open. But I do want them by appointment because I want these to be one-on-one time with just you and the instructor, just you and I. All right, and there's the info for math and computer science department chair, who's Aditi Patel. All right, so again, there's the textbook. I strongly recommend this option 2 if you are going to Calc 2 or Calc 3, because it will, you'll have it for a couple years, where option 1 you will only have for the 1 semester. You do not need a hard copy of the textbooks. That's entirely up to you. If you're comfortable and good with digital versions, you can just do the digital with the MyMathLab. But it is required. So, component with access code. Yeah, don't worry about this Mathematica 10 student version. That needs to be removed, so just ignore that. You're just looking for MyMathLab. We will not be using Mathematica. You do not need Mathematica in Calc 1. Our only friend will be Desmos, pretty much, is the best technology for this particular course. All right, so here's some information. At this point, we do hope you completed Pre-Calc 1 and Pre-Calc 2, but as you will see in a minute, I do have some review materials if you don't remember some of your information from that. So our requirements, we will have exams. I don't really give quizzes, so they're just exams. And they will be worth 40%. There's going to be 4, so they're each worth 10%. There's group labs. I will talk about the group labs. I will set up the group labs the first day of class. I don't want to set them up early because of the fluctuation in the enrollment. Usually by the first or second day, they will be fully set up, and you'll be able to get in touch with your partners. And I provide you a lot of information on how to work in groups on an online course. It is mandatory, so you cannot ask me to not work in groups. All right. Weekly concept chats. This is a forum post. You're just answering a question. Once you answer it, you can review everyone else's responses just to get, make sure you fully understood it. You are not required. This is not a discussion. You're not required to answer someone else's. This is just a concept check. The group labs are where you're really going to work with other students in your group and really have those discussions about the material. Of course, your MathLab homework. These are homework problems that are online that you can redo over and over again until you get 100%. And I can always help you with them. There's lots of ways to get help with the MathLab homeworks. And a cumulative final exam at the end of the semester that's worth 30%. All right. How to learn the material. There's a lot of information here in what to do, but I'm going to kind of go through that in the video with you. Okay, so a lot of this stuff I've already talked about. Please do read through the syllabus. You are responsible for knowing what's in it. And again, it's our contract between you and me for the course. All right, and then there we go. Okay, I do have a schedule. I pretty much with the online course will keep to the schedule. If I feel it's needed or things happen and we need extensions, I'll give you them. But for the most part, this is it. This is the schedule for the course. These weeks will coincide with the weekly modules that I'm about to show you. So these couple pages, I guess page 7, 8, and 9, are really good just to print out, have in your notebook, and it'll just keep you on task. If you complete everything in the module by the last day of that module, you will have no problem keeping up with the course. Where you're going to run into problem is when you don't complete. You say, you know what, I can't get to all this math lab homework. I'm going to put it off till the next week. That's where you're going to run into problems. So my one great piece of advice, everything you see in the module, complete during that time frame. Okay? That's one of the most important things you can do. All right, so let's go take a look at those modules. So what I have open for you right now is everything up to test 1. But before we get to the module, let me just go over a couple other little quick things. Here's every information about the lab. So you can read that. Again, I promise you an under 15-minute video. You can read it. You can ask me questions. What to do for group members not participating, tips for working with your groups. Students use so many different things. They use the discussion boards on here that I set up for you. Some people, will go ahead and use, some people just use texting and sending pictures back and forth. I don't care what you use. You just need to tell me in these group discussion boards, which will be set up by next Thursday, by the second day of class. Once you confirm all group members have chimed in on the discussion board and said, yep, I know what we're doing. We're gonna meet this way. Have that discussion. I see it. Again, groups have used the discussion board for the entire lab, for all the labs, and have literally had about, 90 different posts, the discussion board. So read through everything. But here's what I'm going to tell you. You slack off and don't participate in your group, you're out of the group. You're just out of the group and you got a 0. It's that easy. So your group members are going to tell me who hasn't gotten in touch with you. And I'm going to know because you didn't reply to that group discussion post of how you're going to continue with the labs. So again, make sure you read all that. So I talked about review resources. As we go through this course, I would say the biggest barrier to any student getting through calculus is actually algebra. Knowing your algebra, knowing how to factor. So I have this factor flow chart from intermediate. Graphing polynomials, graphing rational functions. You don't quite need that yet. You won't need that till we get to probably chapter 4. Trigonometry is going to pop up at various times in this course. You got to know some of those basic identities. You got to know what is sine of pi over 3, what is cosine of 7 pi over 4. You're going to have to be able to do that without the use of a calculator, and that's where your unit circle comes in. So again, a lot of stuff here. This pre-calc lab that's for you. It is not graded. I believe the answer key is already included in it. That's just to kind of refresh you. So if you're listening to the video now and you've got a couple days and you're excited about the course, go for it. Print out this pre-calc review lab and see if you can go through. This is just done on your own. Again, not graded, not turned into me. Just some stuff for you. And of course, I'll help along the way. And within the videos, I give little reviews as well. All right, so here's what a weekly module will look like. What I did is I combined week 1 and week 2 because week 1 is so short into one module. You will start off by introducing yourself to everybody. It's nice if you respond to each other. It would be really great if you put up a picture. We can see who you are. I've allowed myself so you can see who I am to be on the video. All right, so the lab I have here, and then the discussion area for your group. Like I said, this is not set up yet, but it will be by the time we're in the second day of the course. These notes are just PowerPoint notes, just summaries of the textbook, and then there's a video. The video kind of goes along with the notes a little bit. These are videos I make on the computer. If you find a mistake, an arithmetic mistake somewhere, just pinpoint it to me so I can go back into that video and fix it. A lot of them are recorded class sessions. So I apologize if I seem like I'm screaming. Students love the videos, or, a lot of students said, hey, they're great because they answer the questions I ask throughout the video and they feel like they're sitting in the classroom because they are recorded from a class session. All right. So again, you go back and forth by watching videos, 2.2, notes on 2.2, hey, trying the homework. And then after you get through a group of them, then you're good for the first lab, which I believe does go up to 2. I think it's 2.4. I can't remember off the top of my head. It'll tell you when you click on the lab. And then there's a lab 2 for the second part of the limits group. So you have 2 labs per most sections, but as we get towards the end of the course, I give you just 1 lab per unit. And then your concept checks. I think there was one up here somewhere. If not, I will make sure it gets in there. Yeah, the limit forum post. These are your just little concept checks. I ask you a question, just to see if you understand what's going on. All right, so as I said, everything right now is open up through the first test. Now, here's the thing. If you made it this long in the video, I probably should have said it. I'm a minute over the 15 minutes, but here we go. All tests are taken in the RVCC Testing Center. It's in your syllabus. It's written everywhere. I'll make sure emails get out letting you know this. We do not take calculus tests online in Canvas. You've got to go to, if you're not near RVCC, you can find a testing center near yourself. You can look at local community colleges, four-year universities, or libraries. And all you have to do is ask them, send me their info. I'll get in touch with them, make sure I approve them, and then they'll let me know when you're scheduled and I'll send them the test information. So tests have to be taken proctored. You don't get to take your test online. I'm going to stop here for now. I will be in touch with you regularly through announcements. I don't want to click on that now because I have to fix the old announcements, but I will constantly be in touch with you through announcements. You'll get a couple announcements a week, and good luck in the course. Don't hesitate to reach out. If you're on campus, don't hesitate to stop by. Like I said, Monday to Thursday, I'm done teaching at 11 a.m. All right. I look forward to a great semester.